Welcome back to Dinar Scope, everyone. Did you wake up to find out that Iraq has just been officially removed from the exotic currency list? If not, buckle up, because this single announcement could mark one of the biggest turning points in Iraq's financial history. For years, investors, economists, and currency watchers around the world have been waiting for this moment, a signal that Iraq's economic system is finally being recognized as stable, credible, and globally respected. So, what does this really mean for the Iraqi dinar? Could this open the door to a major revaluation or even a rise in international value? And how might this affect the millions of people who've held on to dinar as an investment? Today, we're breaking it all down, what the Central Bank of Iraq just declared, and why this change could mark a brand new chapter in Iraq's economic story. For years, Iraq's currency carried that exotic label, and while the word might sound glamorous, in global finance it's more of a warning flag than a compliment. An exotic currency simply means risky, unstable, and difficult for international banks to handle. It's like a caution sign saying, proceed at your own risk. Being on that list limited Iraq's opportunities. Many global banks avoided trading in dinar. Major investors stayed cautious, and confidence in Iraq's economy stayed low. But that era has officially come to an end. Iraq's removal from the exotic currency list means that global financial institutions are beginning to trust the country again, a major milestone earned through years of reform and economic discipline. The Central Bank of Iraq announced that the nation now holds sufficient and convenient foreign reserves, strong enough to defend the dinar's exchange rate against market swings. In plain English, that means Iraq finally has a solid financial safety net. Backed by other global currencies like the US dollar and the euro, this isn't just about numbers, it's about confidence. For a long time, Iraq struggled with inflation, smuggling, and instability caused by war and politics. But today, the central bank stands in control, signaling that it's ready to manage the dinar, just like other leading nations manage their currencies. So, what does it mean to have convenient foreign reserves? Simply put, Iraq can now access and use its reserves quickly when needed, like a financial emergency fund that's always ready. If the dinar starts to drop too fast, the central bank can step in and buy dinar to support its value. If it rises too fast, they can release more into the market to balance things out. This kind of flexibility is the mark of a strong, mature economy. It shows that Iraq can now control its currency's direction, not be controlled by it. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of consistent effort and discipline. The Central Bank of Iraq worked tirelessly to modernize its banking system, enforce stricter regulations, and introduce new digital payment networks. Inflation was brought under control, reserves were built up, and transparency became a key policy. Each of these steps was deliberate, laying the foundation for long-term trust. And now that trust is paying off, Iraq is being welcomed back into the global financial community as a stable, investable market. But why is being taken off the exotic list such a huge deal? Because it opens doors that were closed for decades. International banks that once avoided Iraq can now safely trade and hold dinars. Foreign investors who previously saw Iraq as too risky may now view it as an emerging market opportunity. And for dinar holders worldwide, this shift could finally validate their patience after years of waiting. In short, Iraq's currency is no longer seen as a gamble. It's becoming a legitimate player in the international arena. When a nation's currency gains trust, trade follows. Countries are more willing to import goods, establish financial partnerships, and invest in industries that support long-term growth. Iraq's stronger currency status could attract new foreign direct investment, especially in infrastructure, energy, and technology. That means more jobs, stronger local businesses, and a more stable national economy. This is precisely the kind of domino effect Iraq's leadership has been working toward for years. To put Iraq's progress into perspective, look at how major nations manage their currencies. China sometimes prints more yuan to keep exports affordable. Switzerland buys back francs to keep its value balanced. Iraq now has that same ability to intervene strategically and defend the dinar whenever the market shifts. That's a privilege only strong, stable economies can afford. The ability to manage both appreciation and depreciation is a clear sign that Iraq's currency has matured. And behind this strength lies a major factor: oil. Iraq remains one of the world's top oil producers. And every barrel sold brings in foreign currency like US dollars and euros. Those steady inflows of hard currency allow Iraq to keep its reserves strong, no matter how the global economy fluctuates. The more oil Iraq exports, the more secure its financial position becomes. That's why analysts believe Iraq's dinar could continue strengthening over time, because its foundation is backed by real, tangible assets. So what does this mean for everyday people? For investors and dinar holders, it's a positive signal that Iraq is moving toward greater stability and legitimacy. For business owners, it means easier trade and fewer financial barriers when dealing with international partners. And for Iraqi citizens, a stronger dinar could mean lower prices, more purchasing power, and a better standard of living. This isn't just a technical move, it's a change that could impact real lives across the country. That said, the journey doesn't end here. Managing a currency in global markets takes constant attention. Iraq's central bank will now have to monitor daily movements, respond to external pressures, and ensure policy discipline remains strong. Factors like oil prices, global interest rates, and regional politics can still influence the dinar's value. But the difference now is that Iraq is prepared. It has the tools, reserves, and international backing to handle those challenges confidently. One of the biggest reasons Iraq has regained global trust is transparency. In the past, the country's financial announcements were often unclear, leaving investors uncertain. But this time the central bank has been open, direct, and detailed. They've explained their strategies, clarified their goals, and shown real accountability. That kind of honesty builds confidence, and confidence is the currency of credibility. Iraq is finally showing the world that it can play by international rules and deliver consistent results. Timing also plays a key role here. The global economy is evolving, and investors are looking beyond traditional markets like the US and Europe. Emerging markets are becoming the next frontier, and Iraq is stepping right into that spotlight. With rich natural resources, a young population, and a reformed banking sector, Iraq offers something rare: potential with stability. This moment could mark the beginning of Iraq's transformation into a major economic hub in the Middle East. So what happens next? We could soon see more international banks setting up operations in Baghdad, or foreign companies pricing contracts in dinar, and more global investors diversifying into Iraqi assets. As this momentum builds, Iraq's financial reputation will grow, and that, in turn, will strengthen the dinar even more. Every new trade agreement or investment deal brings Iraq one step closer to full global financial integration. Of course, challenges still exist. Political disagreements, infrastructure needs, and regional tensions won't disappear overnight. But the difference now is that Iraq has credibility, something that can't be bought or faked. It's earned through consistent, transparent, and disciplined action. That credibility gives Iraq leverage to negotiate better trade deals, attract stronger investors, and ensure that growth continues on a steady path. Now, some might wonder if this removal from the exotic list means an immediate revaluation or massive increase in the dinar's exchange rate. The honest answer? Not yet. True, the potential is there, but what Iraq is doing now is even more valuable, laying a foundation for sustainable growth. Short-term spikes come and go, but steady, credible progress lasts for generations. And that's exactly what we're witnessing right now. This moment is also deeply symbolic for Iraq's people. For decades, the dinar was tied to stories of conflict, sanctions, and hardship. But today, it represents resilience, pride, and renewal. A stable currency gives citizens faith in their future. It allows them to trust their banks, save their money, and believe in their country's direction. When people have that trust, real national progress begins. As Iraq continues this journey, experts expect further expansion of reserves, stronger trade partnerships, and closer cooperation with institutions like the IMF and World Bank. These connections will deepen Iraq's integration into the global financial system, helping secure its progress for decades to come. Every policy, every investment, and every reform from here on out will shape the dinar's long-term strength. In the end, Iraq's removal from the exotic currency list isn't just a technical update, it's a message to the world. It says that Iraq is back, stronger, smarter, and ready to take its place on the global stage. With solid reserves, growing confidence, and an economy built on both oil and ambition, Iraq's financial rebirth is just beginning. Whether you're an investor, a business owner, or simply someone watching this historic shift unfold, one thing is clear.